Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my Let's Play. I'll Spellforce. I'm IVATOPIA, episode 142. At the moment, we're going around having a chat with all the people in my group. Later on it will be the Circle Mages, but right now, just my companions. Before we move on to basically carrying this war we're at. Okay, I'll have a chat with Roland.
So, I guess we have some talking to do,
you
don't
kept holding stuff back when you told me.
My mother, didn't you?
Oh, he did. That's what he was
you hinted at back at the forge before we set out to the Eye.
Well, the answer is yes and no.
What do you mean?
I had suspicions. Let us call it that. But they weren't enough to go on. And I had no idea your mother was connected to the blood burn.
Wow, of course not. You should have told me. Why didn't you tell me?
You should have told me.
Is that so? And exactly what should I have told you? That I believe you might be the result of your father's experiments?
Yeah.
That you're the offspring of some long-dead, forgotten race?
Exactly them
Tell
words.
me, Tahar, what for? I mean, at best, you wouldn't have believed me. And at worst,
the truth.
it would have cost you your sanity. So no, I don't think I should have told you.
Wow.
I didn't know if these suspicions had
Roland.
any substance at all. And I would have been at great risk, especially back then when you were still part of the rebellion.
Same Rowan, isn't it, who puts everything he thinks is above everybody else. That's what he did in Spellforce 1. And of course the Circle Mages, and he's trying to repent in Spellforce 1 for what he did. And he's doing it now. That's also where it came from. Where did these suspicions come from?
Where did these suspicions come from?
Yeah, just shout at
Did
me.
my father tell you?
Not
No.
telling me.
And he never found out that I knew. Your father... I don't need to tell you how meticulous he was, do I? That's why he always kept notes of his experiments and studies. I found one, a notebook. The story's actually quite simple. Your father had gone out to meet with Aeolot Iskander, and had tasked me with cleaning up his laboratory.
Really? He never let me into his laboratory.
I know.
Holding that, weren't you?
And he wasn't exactly trustworthy towards me, neither. But you know Asamo. His mood was never what you'd call stable. One day, he'd think the entire rebellion had schemed against him. The next day, he told us that we'd change the world. It was part of his charisma, I guess.
The Psychomaniac.
Sometimes I think the reason why the Mage Rebellion became so big was less of Asamo's magical powers, rather than his ability to create emotions in his followers. But we digress. So I had found this small booklet on his table. It didn't look important in any way, yet I was immediately curious. I opened it and started reading.
Yes, you do.
What was in there?
His experiments in the Eye. The ancient woman, as he called her. Your creation, these waxwork figures which he tried to infuse with life. It was
Just show me the book then.
disturbing. And at the same time, fascinating. As you can imagine.
It's creepy. How did my mother conceive me? Yeah.
That book. Did it say anything about how this ritual worked? Andrew said something about how the Shakers conceive differently.
I don't think it can be compared to how two humans reproduce,
That's what I'm
if that's
asking
what
you.
you're thinking.
That's what I'm asking you.
But as for the details, I don't know. As I said, I barely had 1 hour. And I only got to the chapter about you in the very end.
You still have that book?
Do you still have
Well,
that
obviously
book?
not. You only had
No,
an hour.
of
He
course
just told you that.
I couldn't even read through all of it, else your father would have noticed that I
That's
had
so
done nothing of
stupid.
what he had tasked me with. And I have no idea where it is now.
I figured.
I feel my character's so stupid. He literally said it. I only had 1 hour with it. So that implies that he doesn't have the book. And then my next question: well, do you have the book? Well, no. I read it for an hour, then I just hid it in my back pocket for the next 5 years or whatever. Never ever thought to pull it out one time in my downtime. God, my guy comes from so thick. Why did he do it? Create me.
So, why did he, well, create me?
Get the power. We
My
know
mother
this.
said it was to gain access to the
So
arts
you already know.
Yes, I think that was the main reason. Though I couldn't help but notice a certain, I don't know, warmth in his words
Yeah.
when he described his
He
plans.
get all this power, isn't he? Now that changed everything. What? That changed everything. That was there. bizarre, yeah, because how does that change everything? Was there? To me, it's a warmth and I'm going to gain all this power, I'm going to be almighty. That's the warmth. So bizarre is something close to that.
It just all sounds so bizarre.
Yes, it does. Still, I don't think you were just a tool to him. You weren't.
You say
Tell
so?
me, Tahar. Knowing all that, how does it make you feel?
Used, abused. Marvellous. How do you think I feel? Doesn't matter. Well, it tells me that my choice to betray him was the right one.
Well,
Thank
it
you.
tells me that my choice to betray him was the right one. I was never sure if Isamo was really the madman people thought he was. Now I am.
Yes, I guess you do. Either way, I think we both need some time to think.
Yes.
As I said, Tahar, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you earlier.
Well, you
But I
should've
simply
done.
didn't know what to do.
Tell me. That was simple. Okay, what is he? Regenerate focus when you kill an enemy. Oh, that'd be good. Hopefully, as soon as you level, I can train that. Okay.
Now would you look at that?
I thought you'd done nothing to help us until you joined me, but okay. Have a word with you. Where am I? See if he's going to be useful now. So far, last he hasn't been useful. Oh, God, stop. Back.
Let's see.
That's easy getting around. That means probably one over here too. Is it? Oh, maybe not. Must have gone the wrong way though. Two of you around. Yeah, no, we've got the right way. Wait, left to go left. Could be one hidden here. Theoretically, because that's basically the equivalent of what this is. Yeah, I bet there's one here. Hello. We got
Tahar,
one.
it is good to see that you have recovered.
Thank you.
This place and these people lack guidance without you.
They did?
Yes, the Lord Marshal tried to assume control, but as you might have expected, he did not have everybody's support.
Of course
I
not.
was even fearing an internal power struggle, and I'm glad it did not come to that.
Me too.
I must say, Tahar, your mother, she is remarkable. I have always wondered what the Shapers look like, and now I do. It is
Now
fascinating.
I do.
Though I suppose this is a difficult topic for you. Forgive me if my words were inappropriate.
A little bit.
All that matters is that we save her. We need to stop Lacane and get my mother's spirit
Yeah.
back into her body.
Exactly.
Yes, this is our objective. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Yes? What is it?
About displaying the crazy girl. What exactly is your relationship with Naomi?
So, Undergast, when you told me about your split with Lena, I got the feeling that you were more than just colleagues.
You are asking if we were in love. Am I correct?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Then let me start by telling you that the term love is undefined and that theories about it conflict one another.
What?
I have read a lot of books on it, and I've studied the poems, and
So in
I've
other
come
words,
to the
you,
conclusion that it is ultimately a primitive, carnal urge that people have come to
So,
romanticize
just
for the
simplify,
emotions that come
yes,
with
you
it.
were.
I myself never felt it, and maybe that was because I saw
course,
the underlying mechanisms. I always found it strange how people overreact so strongly to such a simple emotion, and
Best thing
maybe
you
that
did.
very fact stopped me from being able to feel these emotions at all.
In other words, you're deflecting because you were. What are the underlying mechanics? You fell in love with it.
Well, what are the underlying mechanisms?
The desire to reproduce with a fitting mate. In fact, the orcs have a very dry, rational view on this process, but for some reason humans, dwarves, and elves do not.
It's more than that.
Love is more than just that.
Well, most people would agree with you, and I'm certain that in your subjective experience it is.
So, what you're saying is that you were never able to feel love, but then Lena came along.
And you did.
You did.
No, it was not that simple. What stood out in our relationship was that we connected.
I bet you did.
Never felt that before. You see, Tahar, to me, the bonds people have always felt peculiar. And I am not like Iana. Her mind simply does not have the ability to feel these bonds anymore. She had them once, but then she lost them, as she became a dreamweaver. My brain is capable of feeling these things, but I am unable to connect with the outside world. I only have my own mind as a frame of reference. For example, When a person tells you yes, whereas he or she means no, you might be able to feel this discrepancy because you're able to empathize with her. I can't. To me, this person's distress would make no sense whatsoever. But then there was Lena. For some bizarre reason, she understood me and I understood her. Or at least, I thought that I did. It was as if this barrier, this shell that separates my mind from others, was pervious to her emotions. I know how strange it sounds, and I also have no explanation for why this was, yet it changed me. All at once, I felt connected.
In other words, it's about
Do
everything
you
you
know
said.
this feeling, Tahar?
Yeah, in love.
You have traveled with these people for quite some time now. Is there anyone you were, well, fond of?
I would say my character could be with her. He's not been around her long enough. So he's not only two.
Well, yes, there is.
I see. Then you probably know how distracting such a feeling can be. To be honest, when I first became aware of that bond between Lena and me, I was horrified. I could not focus anymore. When I sat down to write my studies, I realized after hours that none of what I had written made sense at all.
How do you relate to others? Is it in it? Did Lana make of your feelings? So your relationship ended with disagreement.
Your inability to relate to others, is it innate?
Yes. If it were not, I might have considered my sudden connection to Lena as a symbol of overcoming. But it was not. Even though I felt connected to Lena, I was still unable to feel the same way towards others. This is what deeply confused me.
Make of your feelings.
What did Lena make of all that?
Nothing. Unlike me, she did not try to analyze, to understand its origin. At the same time, she did not discourage me from pondering. I believe this is
No,
what
she
made
wanted
our
you.
relationship unique.
So she wanted you back like that.
Complete acceptance. She did not try to tell me how I should behave or feel, and neither did I. Even when she decided to leave the guild and I decided to stay behind, we both accepted each other's decisions.
So it ended with your disagreement.
Am I right to assume that your relationship ended with your
He just
disagreement
said no.
of the Creators Guild abandoning its neutrality?
Oh.
No, you misunderstand. We never had a relationship. Although the feelings were mutual and we, well, acted on them, we never felt the need to bind ourselves to some close-minded societal construct.
Ay,
But
caramba.
yes, you are correct. It was the disagreement that broke our bond. Quietly, she left and never returned again.
Do you feel betrayed? Well, obviously the way he spoke, he's going to say no. So you did not even argue. He's going to say no, we didn't. And you have no idea where she is. No, I don't. How do you feel about this now? Let's see. Okay.
Do you feel,
No.
I don't know, betrayed?
Betrayed? No.
Told you.
By betrayal, people usually mean when someone behaves contrary to what they agree
Oh my
on,
God, you have
or
to explain what the
more
word
often
means.
than not, as they would like that person to behave. I always found the word to be very misleading. Desires, wishes, and urges are natural things, and I always found the usage of such heavily judgmental words to be very childish. Lena did what she thought was right, and so did I. I have not and will never blame her for that.
So to cut whatever you just said down, no, you don't. It's quite simple. So do you even argue? And to cut whatever Miles only give us a second. No, we didn't.
What, so you didn't even argue? I have a hard time imagining that.
I don't
As
know
I
what you
said, acceptance
no.
of one another's nature and decisions was a pivotal element in our
So there we go.
interactions. Though I did notice that my unwillingness to follow her on her mission caused her more emotional distress than she usually would have felt. You see,
'Cause she was
if
the
there
one you wanted
ever
to go
was
with her.
disharmony between us, it was when she tried to encourage me to embrace the world, as she put it. She told me that both I as a person and my studies would benefit from more first-hand experience.
Such as...
Well,
He's an idiot.
anything. Traveling,
did
studying
want
the
it too.
Zorlanthep ruins first-handed, even visiting the city of Everlight every once in a while. She seemed to think that it could help me get a better understanding
Let
of
me
the
get you
world.
two closer.
But again, she never tried to force me. I could tell that my unwillingness upset her, but, like always, she showed acceptance.
Oh my God, he's an idiot. Basically, she was in love with him. This is the gist I'm getting. She was in love with this guy, but she was being accepting to him because she knew he would just... He could connect to anyone. But by her being accepting of whatever he wanted to do, basically was the only way she could get close to him. Like, if she was, no, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that all the time, he basically would have done his own thing. So that's her way of showing, I want to be with you, I'm accepting you. And that's why when he made it say, okay, that's fine, even deep down, she's, why? And the whole thing, like, She didn't try to stop me with my feelings, or encourage me or discourage me, because she knew if you don't do that, you do what you want. And if she's, no, yeah, I like you to come over here, and then you probably pull away because you don't understand it. And the fact that she never tried to stop him, meaning if you did come on to her, I think she would have been acceptable to her, because she was basically, I believe from what he's saying, she was in love with him. And he is in love with her, but he won't accept it. You have no idea where she is. No.
And you have no idea where she and the others are.
I don't. I have heard rumors that they were helping mages in Leonider, but
Maybe we come across
that
at
was
some
moons
point.
ago.
Do you feel about this now? I don't feel anything.
How do you feel about this?
That is a good question.
Well, it is.
I still think about her, almost every day.
So you're in love with her?
But the more time passes, the more this entire episode starts to feel like a vague, distant
Oh my God,
dream.
yeah.
The way an elder must feel about youth. I do not know how I would feel if I ever saw her again.
I can imagine. Well, thank you for trusting me with this, Undergast.
You have nothing to thank me for. If this conversation helped you get a better picture of me, I'm glad we had it. But there is one more thing I would like to ask you, Tahar.
Oh,
Tell me.
Do you have regrets? Do you ever feel as if you could and should have acted differently than you did act?
okay, talking as the character in here, because obviously real life everyone does, but talking as this character, there's things I would like to change that the game didn't let me. And what I mean by that is like when he fought his friend, I wish I had more options to say more stuff and somehow convince him. I wish there was an option where I could fight and knock him unconscious. And we take you capture him, you have to kill him. So in that sense, this character would say yes. I also wish I wouldn't have followed that psychopath. I'm assuming he feels, who then tried to kill his mum in front of him, kidnapped her. So yeah, I think he's got plenty of regrets in this guy. Yes, I've lost count.
I've lost count.
I understand. You see, I've never told you this, but I find your resilience to be remarkable.
Thank you.
How so?
Well, it is no secret that you have endured a lot of pain.
Yep.
Especially your early childhood must have made a mark on your psyche.
Well, I now.
But still, you did not give up.
I'm doing what I can.
Well, I'm doing what I can.
I can see that. Either way, I think we have spent enough time talking. We should get back to the tasks at hand.
We should. So long, Undergast.
Under gas. Okay. So, probably the next play will be these in the middle. Just two. Is there anyone else I need to talk to us though? Yeah, that's me going down there, isn't it? Making sure I've covered everybody. Other than the messengers, them two in the middle. I guess I can glance at this after I've done it. Because hopefully once I've done a lot of these, this will kind of push up so it'll be easy to see them anyway. Raging River's cool. The waterfall, look at that. The beauty. It's a lovely jubbly. Okay. Chat with you first.
Ah, Tahar. Good of you to come by.
You're
Sure.
welcome.
You wanted to talk?
Yes. I'll be brief. While you were asleep, an elven messenger came by. Varden Merilith, one of the Moorhere scryers from Leafshade, sent him.
Some more
Merilith?
quests.
What did he want?
Only that he needed your help.
Quest.
They, that is, he and a couple of his followers, seem to be somewhere deep in the Leafshade jungle, near the Halayish ruins.
The Howard's Ruins. That was the pretty cool mission, wasn't it?
The old Hibernian city. But what do they want there? That's dangerous.
I don't know, Tahar. We will need to find out.
Do you really have time for this?
Do we really have time for this?
That is something you will need to decide. But if we don't help, it might cause unrest within the Moorhere, who are fighting for us.
Well, like I said, I'm hoping these quests, because of, like, he's putting out the God's Gates, don't waste time. It's not going to be a thing where I have 5 side quests. You can only pick 2. And it cuts the others off because of time. I'm hoping we'll be able to attempt all of them. And obviously, in the presence of the game, or the world, the Godstones gets us there quick enough when it would normally take maybe 20 days to get to this location. 5 days to this location. 10 days to here. But with the Godstone, with that, then we fight for a day, get done. Here, we fight for 2 days, get done. Here we got done, you know. So I got, oh, it's a Godstone. What's that cave been doing as a console?
All right. We might look into this.
We should. Is there anything else you wish to discuss, Tahar? Yes, Corporal? How can I help?
Tell me about you. Can you tell me about your abilities? I'm assuming that's that before.
Can you tell me
Guess when
more
it comes
about
to
your
Dre, it
abilities?
will.
What's it like to be a Dreamweaver?
Well, I suppose trying to explain that to someone who isn't is like explaining what water feels
Yeah.
like to someone who never swam
Yeah, I
before.
remember this.
If I enter a place where someone has died,
Goodbye.
If I ain't a place that someone's goodbye. So sorry, yeah. If I ain't a place that someone's died. Goodbye. Look, you know my mum's up over there. Like real life. How dare you?
So, back on your feet again, aren't you?
No, I'm on the head.
Good, because there's plenty of work ahead of us. Do you think you can handle it?
Of course.
Leading the troops, I mean?
Oh yeah. I wanna.
Why wouldn't I?
Well, you've obviously been through a lot. Finding out that your mother's a shaper,
Yeah. Point
and
is.
that you are the result of some experiment,
Yeah, makes me stronger.
that leaves scars, whether you want it to or not. At least all that explains why your aura has always felt so strange. You're not human. At least not entirely.
Guess I'm not.
I guess I'm not.
Makes you more interesting, though. Either way, we'll find a way to get your mother back. What that fucking bastard did will not go unpunished.
Wow.
Trust me on that.
I like you,
So I guess that means you're staying.
Yeah, you guessed right. But at least for now. You're not the only one with an interest in seeing the purity of light have their fucking stakes shoved up their own asses.
Get around.
Now we should probably get back to planning. There's plenty of things we need to do if we want to get
Yeah,
Greyfell back
no.
from that fanatic.
Right. See you around then.
You will.
Very quick.
Now,
Huh?
would you-
When you leave, can you tell me about
Never mind. I'll be going.
Okay. That's a mistake, and we only have one more to chat with, and we get back to the missions. We could probably buy some more the human stuff before the RTS, though. Alright, we'll get close to it. What's over here? Nothing. Okay.
Will do. Got it.
What's this about?
Oh, great. Another one. How often do you want me to tell you? I'm not a spy, and I'm not with Purity.
Well, I'm the main
Wait,
person.
you're their leader, aren't
Yeah.
you? Corporal Tahar.
Yes?
Well,
I said no to
then maybe you can tell these fools to let me
Who
go.
are you?
Blazes, I knew it was stupid to take that job.
Hurry up. I can tell a spy when I see one.
Cut the crap. I can tell a spy when I see one.
What? No, I'm not. Tiara's breath, if I were a spy, would I really have been walking around in front of your front door like that?
Don't tell me that.
I didn't know who you were, and I didn't know you're an enemy of the Purity. I'm just a courier, and someone paid me to deliver a message
What's
to
the
a
message?
Corporal Tahar.
What's the message?
I had no idea it was the Corporal Tahar. And had I known, I would have told that guy who gave me the job to sod off.
What? Show me the message. Who hides?
Who was it?
Well, he was wearing a hood, so he obviously didn't want to be recognized.
Course.
But he had a brown beard, was about your height, and had, I don't know how to put it, a certain sadness in his eyes.
But he didn't look dangerous and paid good coin. So I took it.
Can I see this
Yeah, what's the
message?
message?
Finally, someone who asks. Yes, it's in my coat pocket, and no, there's no poison in there to kill you.
Let me see. A meeting in Everlight. From a
Of
friend.
course.
A friend, you see? Can I go now?
Yes. Go.
Thank you, Corporal. Thank you. Now, don't get me wrong, but I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Do you think your guards will let me through?
They will. Stay safe.
I'll try.
But you gotta be trying to slit my throat, and I would have killed him. Okay. So, let's look at the. It's hard to see the bottom ones. Oh, that helps. Brave New World, gather an army capable of defending the purity of light in Greyfile. For bouquets, travel to the latest camp on Waver's Oak, go to Iron Blade. Bars God, we've got so much to do now in this game, it's ridiculous. Remember to the old, Blade, we're free. I guess we just go to save, it goes to the main menu. The maps, or say. And have a look around. Where was the quest before we do that? To help his, is it one of the main ones? Travel to Lily's camp. Army keeper defending the purity of light. There it is. So we should probably do that one, and then we focus on these before we do this. Yeah, because that'll be that first and focus on these. Imperial Cage. Oh, I thought I was going to sugar. Oh well. And lots of money else yesterday now, but I can do it when I come back. We should have plenty to do what we need to do, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I really need to get my Godstone thing back up. Hopefully we can level a bit and start getting their special abilities unlocked in his Devourer thing, or whatever it is. That'd be cool. World map is used to travel from region to region. You can transition to the world map at almost any time in the game, as long as you don't control... Oh, sorry. Words. As long as you don't control a currently active RTS base. Okay. When you leave the map, your current quest's progress is saved and you can be continued upon return. Okay. Surrounding mountains lies the wasteland referred to as a foot. Was that one struggling to rekindle? Okay, it's the old one. We said we want to get her first, didn't we? Is that it? Dog, what may sound? Legend of Guardian Gods fought back. Friend dog. Olive branch. Have to make it. Are shut to find out their troubles do not end. Nope. Forest came. Struck. Ah, main quest. Okay, so they tell you. Also known for the golden wheat fields, a forest rich with game, the lands and now known as the Iskit Wilds were once the property of House Vazazar, a minor house loyal to House Iskan. In 8342, the Red Fever struck the region without mercy and wiped out the entire Vasan bloodline. Left without a lure, the land fell into anarchy and were left deserted. Nowadays, they are absolutely beautiful. So is that the one? The cage, it makes sense. I think it says, and be the main quest. So let's travel. Okay. Oh, yep. Okay, so the ones which their missions they force him to go, so he's gonna go, okay. It cuts me down because it want to bring you, but okay. Choose your wayfarer to accompany you. You have access to human builders technologies. So I can break the others, but obviously I haven't upgraded these, so that's why I'm sticking with the humans, most upgraded for me. Okay. So are you a tank? Okay, I kinda
Fine.
I kinda wish I could. Can I? Ah, good. I can. Okay, what are you? Are you a healer? Oh, you're a tank. It's supposed to be. Yeah, you're supposed to be a tank. What's your weapon like? Oh, not bad. You have no rings. 40-15. I don't know what you're wearing the same armor as me though, but well, that's about my best. Ah, but your attack speed's better now, you can keep that. Okay. Spell power increased. It means his defense is better against it. There's more for a finger. You can use that one. No, oh, yes we do. 24. Wasn't that for him? Originally, I think it was. Oh, I have two of them. There we go. I'll have to keep looking at his face now. Haha. Okay, so he's a tank. I'm more of a bit of a heal off tank, so I need a real good heal with us. So, who do we have? We have you're kind of a half tanky. You're ranging healer, so I think we'll bring you.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Maybe I should bring him for once. I was thinking of him because I like the druid, but you don't really been on anything yet.
Let us make this quick.
So then he's the tank, and we have 3 healers to really get it in there, and of course I can use my zombies. And she can fight from the side, and then we've got a really big healer here. Yeah. So they can see it range. So yeah, I think that's the best ones to bring for now. Maybe afterwards I can bring him or something. And obviously he's got his own mission, so he's gonna have to be for that. I'd like to bring her, but the trouble with her, she was losing quite bad last time, and she was the one who was dying left, right, and centre, wasn't she? Was sacked. So. I think she needs that pushing up like mad. There. And since he's coming, he can have this. Okay. I think we got him. Let him do it. I'll travel. So I'm hoping he would be tank, and with 3 healers on him, and then I get to use that guy for once. So fingers crossed this will go well, and I can divide who I bring with me in different missions to give them all a little bit, so he'll help a bit. But I feel she needs to get a bit more stronger, a few more points in her, to get some better armor or something, because she's too squishy. She's a melee person who's super squishy. Well, other than the guy I think's going to be tanking, us 3 technically a range. So we can be squishier. Unless we don't get jumped, obviously.
Tahar, good, you're here. I did as we discussed. The outpost is all set up, and our men are ready to go into battle.
Understood. What about the Purity? How much resistance do we face?
A lot.
That's what I do.
I don't know how Lacade did it, but they've turned this old ruin into their stronghold. I'd bet my right hand that this Archfire magic has something to do with it. Anyway, there are 2 ways we can do this. Either we strike now, or fortify our position first. All that matters is that we capture the castle to lure out the Utran army from behind the wall. You decide.
Well, let's move to the camp. I want to get an overview of the situation first.
That's probably the best situation. Let's save the game from here, though.
As you want.
Is there anything here I need to pick up? No.
Sure.
Must be that aura thing I gave him. Oh, we need this. For the 1 person that dies.
What?
The hell?
Yes?
Good idea.
Got like a mixture of everybody, cool.
What do we need?
Just give the word.
Did you say
I
something?
should make these separate.
What?
So, what's the plan?
I kind of feel we do need to fortify a little bit. So see what's over here quick first.
Yes, of course.
Madness.
Hmm?
Meyer. I just can't believe he's turned her into this
What?
thing. You know, out of all of his
We're gonna look
Arrowhead
around
children,
for activate stuff.
she was always the most, I don't know, peaceful one. She always wanted harmony.
Sounds peaceful.
Whenever me and my sister fought, she was the one who made us see reason.
Was it not she who ordered the Utran borders to be shut down for the refugees?
Yes. Because I told her to. It broke her heart. Anyway.
Okay.
Let's not talk about it.
I want to scout a little bit, if possible, before we start activating stuff, and I'm hoping I can hold them off with the heroes.
A fine plan.
Thank you. I think it is too.
Good
Can
thinking.
you go this way? No.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, with a man with plans. Puzzle the film with a plan.
Another Spectre. Careful.
You notice dried blood on the bars of the cage. Seems like whoever was trapped managed to escape or died.
Everything has an
This one's
end.
quite tough.
Stay away from their claws.
Does he have field marshal or is it permanently activated as long as they okay, so activated. Permanently activated. I stunned.
I will do as I must.
Not good, scout.
It's over already.
Not good, got scout.
It's over.
Hey?
I'm ready.
Oh, I can start building with these. Oh. I didn't realize I could start building with it. Oh, sugar.
Yes.
Okay. So apparently the base already started, I didn't realise that it was. Logging camp. Oh, it's not doing the arrow thing like the expansions. Logs, yeah, so. Hunting cabin. Don't think there's a fishery around. There is.
Commander.
Okay.
Building completed.
Shows enough people in all these. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna start joining these together then.
Expansion is the key to victory.
I'm gonna fortify.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
Underward.
Let me know what you need.
I think we're gonna wait on this one and then come back and get these. Holy fudge, what's all this? Where's the castle?
I'm ready.
We're being attacked.
They will fall.
So it's just a little bit, it's fine.
Did you say something?
We're being attacked.
Uh-huh.
Not brilliant. Well, so if we can keep these at bay, that's what I need.
Yes.
Heals allies, damage damage target area. So, damage them heals us. Okay, so far so good. We got that.
The arrows are knocked.
Oh, 40 minutes, just realised. Ah, we should actually end this episode. So that being said, we're going to end this episode here, so please like, subscribe, tune in next time. I've been IVATOPIA. Let's see if we can get this done. Bye, everybody!